Hello, everybody, and welcome to another presentation of the NACL right here on NHLGamer live on Twitch. My name is Tugi, joined as always by my broadcast partner, Sin. Sin, how are you today?
I am doing fantastic. Ready for some more EASHL action between two of the top teams in the NACL thus far.
Both teams a perfect 4-0 through week one. Of course, the highlighted matchup here in week two, and rightfully so, as again we'll get into the breakdowns and everything as we move along here. But again, both teams 4-0, tied atop the standings. Composure and Vertigo, two teams in that, would you be surprised to see them at the end fighting for it all? Not quite. I can see it happening relatively easily.
Yeah, I mean, both teams, have players that have been around and playing, high level gameplay since the old gen. So experience definitely, a good factor for both of them as we look at these lineups here. I mean, some of these names are very recognizable.
Absolutely, of course, it is Marco, Nick, and Tendy up front. You have Mark and Odie on defense. Heart between the pipes. Excited to see what this team is capable of today. I mean, again, like you mentioned, there are high-level players here, and you talk about, Composure in the first place. 4 Sixes titles to their name, last one being at the end of last year. They didn't make it all the way to the final of Caps, the Caps Gaming final at the end of February like they were hoping to. Of course, we saw a rematch between the two teams in that final last week, and it ended up being a relatively one-sided matchup. So both these teams coming into tonight with a lot to prove, but I'd perhaps say Composure especially. But as we also get a look at the Vertigo lineup, PTP, Scary, Joey, and Soilos up top. Delisle, Guan back on defense. Kearns between the pipes. Sin, who stands out for you with the Vertigo lineup here? Who are the key players for them?
Well, defensemen, they put up quite a few points, but more to the point, them as an entire squad made easy work of their last opponents, scoring 25 goals in 4 games while only allowing 6. So it seems like they're firing on all cylinders here. Offense, defense, goaltending, all seeming to click right now, but we'll see how it kind of goes taking on another team that is flying in cruise control, so to speak, in Composure.
I think, too, you'll notice Delisle on left defense there for Vertigo. Tied right now for points amongst defensemen, 6 points through Vertigo's opening 4 games of the season. Sin, shall we get to the individual matchups, though? We'll get into a little bit more of the nitty-gritty when it comes to these lineups. Taking a look actually at this defensive battle first, which works for us, of course, having, just talked about Delisle on that left-hand side there. But again, you look at this overall, and, as far as what stands out, I mean, I gotta point out Odie on defense there. I mean, I think that's quite fair. Tim, what stands out for you here?
Well, obviously that both of them like to score points. It kind of makes sense this early in the season. Both of these being top teams here, they have a lot of points in between them. And I really like to take a look at is a lot of the giveaway takeaway numbers. I think, that kind of shows who has the puck a lot, not so much that they're turning it over a lot, but Odie definitely seems to be the puck control guy. But his partner, official Mark, has the puck a good amount and has an equal number of takeaways compared to giveaways, which for a defenseman, especially if they're getting forechecked a lot, that's a positive trait to have right there. And on the other side with Delisle and Guan, a lot more giveaways between the pair of them. Now, that could be from the fact that they seem to, have a lot of puck possession in their last matchups, a lot more chances for them to commit giveaways there. But yeah, I'm very interested to see how these two defenses match up.
Well, to point out here, because, you got to point out the obvious on occasion, winger matchup on top, defensive battle on the bottom there. But overall, when it comes to these lineups, and again, the individual matchups that we'll be seeing here today, you're talking about one of the top centers in the league right now to the first, opening weekend, the first 4 games of the season. Composure center Nick, 63.6% on the draw. And again, Odie right now also tied for first amongst defensemen when it comes to the point totals. So we talked about it already, Sin. Very dangerous matchups overall when it comes to these two teams.
Yeah, definitely. And Scary Joey hasn't actually played games yet, despite being their #1 center. So I'll be interested to see how he will, stack up against Nick there, especially when it comes to faceoffs. 63.6% is incredibly good, especially for high-level EASHL gameplay. Now, what it'll come down to, as always, how do they play helping out their defensive core? How do they win those key draws? Because flat percentage is great, but if you're losing those offensive or defensive zone faceoffs, it can create a lot of havoc in your own zone.
Again, as you mentioned, Joey not having played a game yet this season, wasn't on the roster either for Vertigo through the Caps Gaming tournament, so it'll be interesting to see how well he's able to integrate himself back into this lineup. Last but not least, of course, the goalie matchup, and Sin... there's something that really catches your eye when you look at this matchup. There's a couple of things, I suppose, but if there was one thing that stands out to you above all else, what would you say?
I would say not only having a 4-0 record, but 4 shutouts, not allowing a single goal so far. Hart back there. While Kernzy's numbers are incredible, you can't really pass up perfect, and Hart so far has been perfect.
Again, absolutely, it's how do you put it? How do you shut out two teams? You have a home and an away leg in the series, and you won all 4 games. I don't understand it. 5-0 and 4-0 over Pigeons, 4-0 and 6-0 over Jinx. It's absolutely insane. And again, you look, obviously, with score lines like that for Composure, the offense is able to carry their weight. They're the second-rated team out of 15, of course, in this league in terms of goals for per game. Obviously, goals against, they're the best. But the thing that stands out here, Composure didn't really live and die on the power play either. They were 0 for 2 through 4 games. So teams against them were rather disciplined, but still, just pure domination for Composure through the first 4 games of the season. That said, Vertigo scored the most goals through the first 2 games, or through the first 2 series, of course, the first 4 games of this new season. 25 goals compared to the 19 for Composure. So if there is a team that has the ability to put goals on the board against Composure, you'd think, while it is early stages, that it would be the team with the league's top offense thus far.
Yeah, you're really going to see Composure's defense and goaltending tested. One can make the argument perhaps they didn't face the stiffest of competitions or whatever, but now we're going to see there's no hiding anymore. Both teams are going to be exposed for exactly what they are. It's kind of like a battle of it's a mirror match essentially. 2 dominant teams who put the puck in the net, who keep the puck out of the net, and I think we're going to see a very tight matchup here. I would not be surprised whatsoever if there's a split and one or both of these games go to overtime.
I think the key here is, obviously, we talk about it always in terms of leagues like this, the top teams. The trap game is ever so present, especially through the first 10 to 15 minutes of the first period of nearly every game. That's when we start to see it break down a little bit. We often see teams take their time, try to settle in, and do what they do. But when it comes down to it, Vertigo, 73 shots through 4 games. They're not afraid to trap, but they're also not afraid to put the puck on net. Sin, we are just about ready for the first of 2 games, again, between these 2 teams. Do you have a prediction? Someone will have their perfect record spoiled here in just a matter of moments. Are you willing to go on record?
You know what? I think defense wins championships, so I'm going to say for this first game, Composures, I think they could take that dub. But if Vertigo pours the pucks on net and forces a Composure into situations they're maybe not used to, they have a great chance as well.
We are just about ready to find out. I myself, I'm just going to take, the modest approach. I'm just going to enjoy what we are about to see between 2 fantastic teams. Sin, let's get down to business. Again, a battle between 2 of the top teams, the 2 top teams in the NACL. Two of the teams we expect to be there towards the end. It's Composure and Vertigo. Let's see how this one plays out. Vertigo, of course, in blue on home ice on this first game of the series. A little bit of a cycle here. Tried to get that point shot back to Delisle. Doesn't quite go through. Now an opportunity on the counterattack here. Quick clear of the blue line. A little bit of trouble. Picked up again now. PTP tries to get it back to his center. Ultimately brought down. Recovered in the circle. Shot on here. And a big save early on. But a good first opportunity for Composure.
Yeah, definitely. They're getting off to a good start, but here's Vertigo.
Side shot there, a clean look. Things, just when you think they might not develop through the neutral zone that quickly, it can change on a moment's notice.
Yeah, and we're seeing exactly what you said. Vertigo not afraid to put the puck on the net, testing hard early here.
Big face-off, won there by Scary Joe. The opportunity recovered in front. Now again, Delisle looking to make something happen. Actually, not Delisle. It's Odie trying to make something happen there on the breakout. We'll see what he's able to do. Again, one of the key players to watch. Tied right now for points amongst defensemen. No real surprise, of course, to see competitive player of his caliber as the puck ends up going on net. Ultimately recovered yet again. And again, now the battle on the half wall. Delisle now actually able to recover it. Guan looking to lead the breakout, trying to find his wingers, biding time, cutting into the middle. For that bit of extra space, but runs straight into Marco. So far, Sin, Vertigo, again, we've seen the shots on, but as we expected, the neutral zone battle is there. Look at that, though. 5 men on the line. The big chance there from PTP to step up. Now Vertigo again on the counter, but not able to get anything there. And the opportunity now in the rush for Tendi. Gets it back over, and the quick pass back from Marco doesn't go. Not surprising, though, Sin. Again, when we talk about the trap game, out of nowhere, it can look like they're completely shut down, and an opportunity will present itself as the cycle is cut out well by Marco. Again, feeds it over to Nick. Now up to Tendi on that right-hand side. Battle on. Odie looking to help. Picked up there by Guan. Now fed up to PTP. Looking to bide time. Get a little bit of space as Losa's shot not on. But still in possession of the puck here. Vertigo looking to make something happen. The opportunity here now. Delisle looking for that bit of space. You can see the strong collapse as the puck goes through the slot. Nobody on the other end of it. Shot on, save, and another shot on, hit the side of the net. Still giving Hart a little bit of trouble. And now again, Composure looking to get somewhat of a breakout. Good bit of possession there, though, for Vertigo. So.
Yeah, and Vertigo just doing a really good job putting guys back towards the blue line.
Oh, what a big glove save for Kearns, not letting Sin get a word in edgewise. Ultimately, though, again, we talked about it already, just how quickly these chances can present themselves. And it happened there. Again now, see what happens here. The one-timer and a big glove save. Kearns able to make the stop. Tendi robbed by the glove yet again. 6:28 remaining in the first period of this first game of two between Composure and Vertigo. Again, these two teams both undefeated on the season thus far. A perfect 4-0. Now, obviously, the first goal in this game is going to be huge. As we talked about in the pregame, Composure yet to allow a goal through those first 4 games. And offside here stops the clock at 5:38. Sin, what do you think? Are we going to see a breakthrough here in the final 5 minutes? Or is it going to kind of continue to be this battle where both goalies, I mean, so far, have been able to rise to the occasion to make the crucial stops in the early stages of this game?
Vertigo is doing a great job of, like I said, holding the blue line.
That right-hand side, the left winger for Vertigo. Again, 9 goals through his first 4 games of this NACL season. Opportunity now here, back to the point. You see Composure well aware, scramble, now the puck back to the point. Composure well aware of Vertigo's willingness to get the offense involved. Shot by Delisle doesn't go through. Now the opportunity here, Tendi looking to find some space. Feeds Marco. Now, of course, back to the point on the half wall. PTP able to make another play, and 1.5 to go in the first period. And a power play coming here. It's going to be Vertigo going on the man advantage. It's the center, Nick, who again has the NACL's highest face-off percentage in this league thus far. But a huge win. Right as you think it's going to matter, Sin. Tendy steps into the draw and wins it. An opportunity there, though, with the blue line again. Cut out, 45 remaining. Can Vertigo take advantage of this? Back. Quick little passes here. Again, not afraid to work it at the point. Pass doesn't go through. Clear attempt from Odie is successful. A secondary opportunity chance for Tendy, but he wasn't able to come up with it. Final 5 here, the push. It's Los. Can he get a shot off? Scramble in front. Ended up on Los's tape, but he wasn't able to pull the trigger. Sin, a very competitive back and forth first period. Only 5 registered shots. Again, maybe a little bit surprising given Vertigo's tendency to shoot, as we talked about. What stands out for you there through the first 20 minutes of play?
Well, I think the time on attack, while they didn't generate a whole lot from it, the possession was definitely in their favor for Vertigo. Their trap game was on point, and as I stated earlier, they're able to kind of generate a lot of counterattack from that. If they're able to continue that, I can see them finding a way to get through Composure. But in the defensive zone, Composure really good on the collapse. Their penalty kill has been pretty solid, and they could get a bit better at trying to recover these loose pucks. They're a little aggressive right now.
Chance here, though, early on to take advantage of this. The one-time chance the PTP doesn't go. Puck cleared out of the zone. We'll see again now. Final 10 seconds of this power play, and offside will stop the clock with 13 seconds left on that particular power play. So again, perhaps a very big face-off. Again, perhaps a massively wasted opportunity from Vertigo to take advantage. Tendy doing a phenomenal job against Joey on the draws. Well, Vertigo in possession here as we're back to even strength. Joey looking for space, the scramble in front. Now back to the point, shot on, blocked away by Odie. And ultimately covered by Hart. We'll be back. Forced a 5-on-5. Stamina should be just about even, so a successful kill for Composure in the early stages of this game. We'll see how they're able to respond. Opportunity on the near post there. That was Los, just not going. Now up to the other green indicator, of course, that being Marco, the left winger for Composure. But again, Vertigo on the attack. Rough turnover there. Tendy not able, though, to find the breakout. And again, perhaps surprising right now. We knew that Vertigo liked the trap, but not much happening for Composure. Opportunity here on the near post. Back to the point. Shot block. Still loose in front. And Soilos comes up with it. Then the pressure for Vertigo paying off. They find the goal. The first goal that Hart has allowed all season long. Not able to take advantage of that power play, but excellently done by Vertigo to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, that was just a relentless attack everywhere on the ice. And even when you thought Tendy was going to have a chance, like right here, look at the skill sticks. Great job. These defensemen don't seem to want to play the body. They want to use those skill sticks, and it's working to great effect right now.
Another penalty coming up on Composure. The slap shot from PTP denied by the blocker of Hart. But the pressure from Vertigo right now paying off. It's going to be a holding call that ultimately sends Tendy to the box, who was pretty strong on that first kill for Composure. So right now, we're not going to make Composure puns. We're not going to do it. But it is Vertigo back to the power play and an opportunity to extend the lead. Opportunity here again now, Delisle. Now again back from Los. Shot chance perhaps for Guan. Doesn't take it. A couple of extra passes looking for the space, but the shot from Los is blocked. Now again back to the point for Guan. A shot on from Joey is denied. Still looking for space. All the room in the world. Finds PT again on the rocket pass, but he's not able to pull the trigger. Opportunity again here. Look at the puck control there from Delisle. Guan slap shot and saved. Held on by Hart, who is being tested. The Composure zone under siege on this power play.
Yeah, and it just seems like Composure just a little too antsy when they see the puck loose. Instead of all converging on it to get it, they seem to have one guy looking up the ice for an opportunity.
Chance and a snipe from Guan. What a shot. You don't see that often from a defenseman. His second goal of the season, as Vertigo take advantage of this power play opportunity. They were 3 for 5 on the season thus far, make it 4 for 7. And it's a 2-0 lead here. So we're about to hit the halfway point of this game. What a start, another opportunity. Hart with 2 big saves. Can Composure find their way back in this? Nick looking for a bit of space, drops it back to Odie, tries to make the pass up to Tendy, and again, a great job by PTP on that right side wall to shut down these passes. The opportunity there, great look from Los, again, trying to find that quick connection, as a little bit of a stumble there from Nick nearly cost Composure. Although they will be going to the power play here, Sid, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be a follow-up holding call on the board play attempt. The opportunity for Composure to get back into this game, as it's PTP going to the box. And already, Sim, we've called out PTP for his defensive ability. But right now, it's going to be a huge missed presence as Composure tries to get back into it. The step-in blocker save. No rebound chance there. Marco recovers the puck. Finds Mark. No need to be confused. Loose puck as Mark was on the doorstep. But ultimately, Kearns able to make the save.
Yeah, and this is a huge power play right now for Composure. If they don't score on it, you got to get just a little bit of momentum. Shots on net, chances, tough face-off loss right there. Nick was doing fantastic thus far, but now Vertigo a chance to kill some time. A good dump.
Opportunity here now, but ultimately Mark comes up with it. We talked about it. The Composure power play unit hasn't gotten much work yet this season. Only 2 attempts to the first 4 games. Opportunity here for Tendy. Not able to get a clean shot off. Can't get the pickup. Still a scramble. Now behind the back of the net. Ultimately recovered the sauce pass. Not able to find the stick of his teammate. It's Odie who's able to recover and gain the zone. Tendy back to his defenseman. D to D. Looking for a bit of space. Here is Mark over. Not able to find his man. And Vertigo have survived a dangerous situation. PTP fresh out of the box. The spin back into the slot and the snipe. Vertigo with the misery compiler. You make the kill and bury the puck. It's 3-0. Sin. I can't believe what we're seeing here.
Just an explosion, and it almost seems very unbecoming. It just, we're going back and forth, and all of a sudden, Vertigo, one chance and a goal, and now we're seeing Composure start to sort of jump. They're starting to jump the line. They're kind of, they really want to get something going, and I feel like that's almost been their psyche this entire game, just not completely in sync, a little ahead of the play. They've got to try to relax here and let the game come to them, but right now, Vertigo, dominant.
Ruthless finishing from Vertigo in this game thus far. 4 minutes left here in the second period. Good bit of possession here for Composure, but they need to capitalize. As Marco had an opportunity, he'll feed it back to Odie. Looks to step in, tries to find his center, and a huge save there. Puck still loose, still battling for, and Delisle's able to come up with it. That was a great opportunity for Nick on that one-timer. 2:43 remaining in the second period of this first game of 2 between Composure and Vertigo. Both teams 4-0 through our opening weekend. But right now it is Vertigo in complete control. 3-0 on the board, and a chance here now in front, and a big save by Hart. Able to rob Guan on the step up. If I'm not mistaken, actually that might have been Joey. I believe it was the center. Again for Vertigo. You gotta love the minor differences between some of the player indicators on occasion.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A little
Never
bit tough
so
sometimes, but the video quality is good.
It is. It's top-notch. 45 seconds remain here in this second period. We'll see if Composure are able to find this last second goal that can perhaps and potentially give them a little bit of hope and optimism heading into this third and final period of play. It looked like there might have been an injury there for Tendy. Perhaps he just got upset. Slap shot on Hart on the opposite side of the crease, but he still makes the kick save. Sin, we don't deal in what ifs though, so we won't even talk about what if. We deal in absolutes, and right now Vertigo are absolutely in control of this game. I can't believe it's been this one-sided.
I can't either. It's I mean, words can't even begin to describe. It almost seems like Vertigo has Composure's number. Perhaps they really watched their, if they had any VODs or anything of their previous games or just any scrims that they may have participated in, because Vertigo just seems to know what they're going to do almost before Composure knows it. And then Vertigo are just able to slip guys in between the defense and behind the defense, like we saw with the scary Joey getting that, chance in tight. It was a clean pass through the middle of the ice to him. And it just seemed like Composure was unaware of what was happening. I'm wondering if they're a bit tilted right now.
Crazier comebacks have happened under the NHLGamer bracket there, under the banner, I should say. But it's going to be a tough road back for Composure. You can't exactly say, okay, let's build some confidence for the next game. You're not out of this one. But as ruthlessly efficient as Vertigo has been thus far, we need to see the same out of Composure as we see a drive here from Joey. PTP on the near post. Look for the pass over. Pelosi wasn't able to get it. This pass will go all the way back down, but a race here. Marco might be able to pressure Delisle there. A little bit tough with the camera switches, but following in as best we can as PTP battling Odie. Odie wins the battle on this occasion. Still a scramble for it in the neutral zone as Tendy's able to come up with it, but not able to maintain possession for long. You see Odie starting to play a little bit more aggressive to shut down PTP on that right-hand side. Juan looking for a little bit of space, able to gain the zone through traffic, tries to get that pass in front for Joey. It just doesn't go. 14 minutes left in regulation here, Sin, as this one is offside.
Yeah, and Composure are just looking for any sort of gleam of light here in what's been a very dark game for them, and just to get one goal would be nice, but comeback definitely not out of the question. But if as long as Vertigo doesn't completely let their foot off the gas, I see not very many ways that Composure could get back in this one.
We're going to see if Vertigo can live up to their opponent's namesake, for lack of a better way to describe it. 13:08 remaining, a commanding 3-0 lead. Certainly not what you would have expected, with two teams feeling as confident as they are. Nick comes up with a big defensive zone draw. We're going to see if Odie looks to lead the rush here, and he's going to look to do just that. Trying to find space. 5 men on the line, and it pays off again. The scouting report for Vertigo, they love to trap. This is as impressive of a trap game performance as I can recall seeing, as Hart has a little bit of trouble there. Big opportunity for Lowe's to try and press. Again, now a counterattacking opportunity here as Mark will dump it in. Recovered by Tendy in the corner, not able to find his man around the back of the net. Guam was able to intercept it. Tendy has it again, and still cannot find Marco on the backside. Big sauce pass cut out. Odie brings it back into the zone. Quick pass to Tendy. He has trouble. PTP and Lowe's able to battle for it. As again, we see that neutral zone game picking up. And Sin, this is so beneficial to Vertigo right now. As long as the puck's not in your zone, you're good to go. And the clock continues to tick as this will go down for icing with 8:08 remaining here in the third period.
Yeah, I really like what Composure did there finally. They dumped it in. That was, I think, the first time they dumped it in. I wish they would have tried it, a period and a half ago.
Opportunity here now again, though. Los looking for space, successfully finds PTP. They love setting him up for those one-timers, but a big save there by Hart to keep the team in the game. Again, a 3-0 lead is bad enough to deal with. A 4-0 lead against Vertigo, I don't exactly like your chances. 7:22 left. Big draw. Nick jumps. Joey wins it clean back. It'll go all the way back to his goaltender's left and actually off the goaltender's pads. But again, valuable time ticking off the clock as Tendy able to find Mark, but the one-timer doesn't go through. Opportunity on the counterattack here for Los. Still a loose puck. Tendy able to recover for his team, though, and finds Marco. Now again, Composure desperate to get pucks on, and they take a penalty here. It's going to be an interference call, I believe, on Marco. Can't confirm the number 55. Indeed, the left winger for Composure goes to the box at the worst possible time. Vertigo to the power play. They are 0 for 2 in this game. But ultimately, the most important thing here, of course, Sin, is that the clock continues to wind down. It's that much more difficult for Composure now.
Yeah, and Vertigo is just, they're in their element right now. being able to trap it, being able to possess the puck, and maybe even going to look for another insult to injury goal.
Guan tries to throw it in front. He has been so impressive in terms of his puck movement and just, again, his offensive abilities. Tied for second in points amongst defensemen coming into this game. Already has a goal as well as PTP able to gain the zone. 20 seconds remaining on the power play. Puck now back to Guan. Looks to step in. Fought off by Tendy and cleared. Again, no confusion for some of you, I hope. Tendy, the right winger for Composure. Hart, the actual Tendy. 2:50 left. Composure desperate to find something that they can use to build upon as we head into the second game of this series. The one-time chance. Nick tried to find Tendy, not able to get the shot through. Puck poked away again. PTP is alone on the breakaway, and a huge save by Hart. What a kick save. Sin, that almost seemed automatic. And perhaps that's the building block that they needed. Puck in front. Again, intercepted there well by Odie. Looks for the pass. Big save by Kearns. Composure desperate to ruin this potential shutout. Odie down in the corner. Loose puck now at the side post. Tendy not able to tuck it. Still now Odie in possession in the circle. Doesn't elect to shoot. Again regains it. He is all over the zone. Stretch pass to PTP. Trying to outrace Odie. Circling back, maintaining possession, brings him back into the neutral zone, still fighting off Tendy, who's finally able to gain possession. It finds its way to Los. Now it's Guan back for Los for PTP. He hits the side of the net. 14 seconds remaining. Can Vertigo complete this very impressive overall team performance? It's recovered by Joey, sends it down. 1.2 on the clock. One chance, maybe a Tyler Toffoli-esque goal here for Composure to ruin this. Huge draw for Joey and Nick. Won by Composure. Shot doesn't get through. And Sin, what? Wow. An impressive performance from Vertigo. They moved to 5-0 on the season. Composure drops a game for the very first time. And as we talked about it, again, Composure not allowing a single goal through their first 4 games of the regular season. And on the flip side, Kearns is the one walking away with the shutout. And, again, we talked about it. Such an impressive team performance all around. I think and you look at that Vertigo lineup, in the first place, the defensive ability, but the consistent offensive threat that really kind of sums up the entire team. Again, How often do you see all 5 players back on the blue lines so consistently? Very impressive stuff.
Yeah, they're playing as one cohesive unit in there, whereas we saw Composure seem to have a couple hiccups there with their timing and with other things like that. But yeah, as you said, Vertigo just completely taking Composure by storm, and I think surprising everyone. We're predicting, a tight matchup, and to be quite frank there, Vertigo put on a clinic of how to trap up, how to keep possession of the puck throughout the game. I mean, Composure, what were their best chances? I can't even really pinpoint any A+ chances that they had. Any one-time opportunities, there's a guy either in the lane or in front of the shot getting the block. And on the flip side, Vertigo was just kept being able to find those little gaps. And oftentimes it was their defense in that trap that led to things the other way. PTP was an absolute monster in the transition.
I mean, again, he has a really tough matchup with Odie being on that side for Composure, but as you mentioned, Composure's game plan seemed to be to live and die on the chances thrown in front. And it's very much a viable strategy. Teams use that strategy for a reason. But Vertigo were able to offset it. And of course, the chances that did ultimately go through, Kearns was there to stop. So all in all, you have to wonder if we'll see a little bit of a change in strategy from this Composure team heading into this second game, or if they're just going to chalk it up as it is what it is, but we stick with it, we keep going, and we see ultimately if we can get that main strategy to pan out for us in this second game. But obviously this lineup is going to be desperate to get their feet back under them after, in my opinion, what has to be a bit of a stunning loss. I would assume, kind of like a counterpunch in boxing that you didn't see coming, straight to the gut. It's like, okay, I think I know what's coming here. I'm looking up top. Next thing you know, you're sucking wind. It's like, what just happened? 4-0. We're feeling good. We're feeling confident. Let's do this.
Yeah, just
Vertigo with the shutout, though.
Yeah, a completely sobering experience. It's got to be for Composure. You're like you mentioned, you feel on top of the world, and maybe complacency got the best of them, but not to discredit Vertigo. They're obviously an incredibly good team. I'm not so sure if we saw Composure's A game right there. So we'll have to see if they're able to reset, take a breath and try to, come back here and at least get the split here in this 2-game season series between these two teams. And don't let Vertigo walk away still undefeated. That would be the worst feeling. You come into something undefeated and you get beat twice, and that team that you faced remains undefeated. It'll be a bit of a blow to their collective egos and their pride as a team, because when you look at these guys, I mean, playing for so long, they're so good. They've got to have pride as a team, and I think we're going to see a big response from Composure in this game too, feeding off of that sort of pride.
Some might say, and I'm not specifically requesting the zoom in on this face, but some might say, their composure is going to be tested in this next game.
Oh no, we went there all the way there.
We went there. I said we weren't going there. We went there. That is what we call taking the low road. I am nothing if not professional.
Yeah.
So, all in all, in terms of, again, what they need to do, again, we talked about it, whether or not Composure can look to change the strategy or just keep going with it. Ultimately, I feel that, again, we've talked about this team. Obviously, they're capable of putting up points. The second most goals for heading in to that first game. They still now have 19 goals for on the season through 5 games, which is still an impressive number. I mean, Marco, 4th in scoring in this league thus far on that left-hand side. Expected to see a little bit more. And we saw that a lot where Marco and Tendi, of course, as wingers do, constantly looking to find that 1-2 punch. We saw it on the flip side, of course, with PTP and Los, but I think that might be the key thing for Tendi and Marco as the wingers, is they weren't able to establish the low cycle perhaps as much as they were wanting to.
Yeah.
And maybe with them feeling like, okay, the option to really kind of crowd the net and force the puck in front that way isn't the way to go. Maybe we look for Odie to step in as he did on so many occasions, look for him to throw the puck in front. Still weren't able to find the mark there. But I'm intrigued because there were multiple times where you thought, oh, maybe Odie looks to take the shot like Guan did, and the shot that Guan ultimately scored on for Vertigo. I'm just really intrigued to see how this plays out, because there's, what team are we going to see? What's the game plan from Composure? There are a lot of question marks. And again, we talked about it in the pregame. This is a well-established team in the Sixes, community here. If you follow this league, or if you follow this league, if you follow, again, the Sixers community in general, Composure's very well established. They're a very well-known name, but we talked about it as well. The end of February, nearly a month ago now, a pretty disappointing finish for them in the Caps Gaming tournament. And now, you start off 4-0, and we talked about it. Perhaps ultimately, the competition, and no disrespect to Pigeons or Jinx, but perhaps the competition not exactly in that top tier. It might have been a bit of a surprise for either of those two teams to maybe be up here, where we expect these two teams to be. But if you are Composure, you come into the series and all of a sudden, like we said, it's like, okay, we know we're facing a really, really good team, but we're feeling pretty good, getting our confidence back. We will see ultimately what kind of response we get from them in this game. Sin, we are ready to go. Any predictions, my friend?
Well, unless Composure makes some huge changes right now, I don't see why Vertigo can't get the series sweep right here. They just were completely dominant in game 1. However, if Composure gets a bounce or two here and can be much more competitive, maybe that's what they need to kind of fuel that fire and start to take the reins from Vertigo a bit. But it's going to be a tall order. Vertigo was very good, but getting possession off this face-off, a good thing for them.
Let's see how this goes down as the puck ends up going all the way back down. And one on opportunity as it does not go through. Again, Composure in the purple. We have Vertigo in white, and the opportunity now here. Joey looking to lead the rush, tried to find PTP, unable to do so. An opportunity now. Tendy battling on the half wall as well. We'll see what we can do here. See how this goes here. Now again, Vertigo looking to lead behind. This one goes down for icing. So again, Sin, as we kind of expected, the neutral zone battle to establish this game thus far.
Yeah, and very it's tough to say like who's going to have the advantage early on, but it's I mean, well, here we go.
Opportunity here for PTP. Maybe that was what they needed to establish the advantage. So dangerous with that breakaway speed, but a great recovery for Composure. Marco now down that left wing wall, but not able to hold on to it. Fended off well by Guan. Marco, though, still pressing, or that was actually Delisle on that right-hand side. Guan not able to find that breakout pass. The opportunity again here now for Composure. We see Odie so often joining the rush. Marco again on that half wall, having trouble with Delisle on that right-hand side. We talked about it for all four defensemen in this series, their willingness to step up offensively. But Delisle thus far has been rock solid in defense. But an opportunity here now for Tendy. Can he find the breakaway speed? He has it and he buries it. Composure get the first goal that they so desperately needed. Sin, what a start to this game.
That came at the best possible time. The puck went in deep to their own end, and four different players from Composure stopped skating like they're confused about who should get it. But luckily, bounced back up top. Tendy able to make a great play with that self-sauce to get around Delisle and buries it on the breakaway.
Delisle, I am sorry for jinxing you, as Hart's able to make the save there. Follow-up opportunity, though. Still the puck being battled for in the slot. A smart play there to maintain possession from Marco. It's now Mark leading the way. He'll dump it in. We've seen that a couple of times from the left defenseman. The Composure works out here. The one-timer just wide of the post. Nick not able to find that far corner. Mr. Hit Dat. Well, he did not hit Dat as much as he wishes he would have.
Going right back to the well. The dump worked last time. I got him a great chance, and I love to see that. They adjusted. They dumped it immediately after. It didn't come, they didn't get possession this time, but if they keep doing it, bounces, they'll go your way.
Great move from Odie to make PTP pay for the little bit of aggressiveness. Mark now in possession again. Looking for space. Drops it back down to Nick, but again, a double team. Not allowing him to find the pass that he was looking to find. Mark in possession again, and again, he'll dump it. He's the one that they look to bank those perfectly into the corner. Pays off here, the opportunity, and Nick hit Dat. Composure up 2-0 here, rebounding in spectacular fashion from a very disappointing first game in the series. And Sin, it all started from the dump and chase set up by Mark.
Yep, and that's the adjustment. That's what they needed to do. They needed to find some way to get around Vertigo.
Opportunity for Tendy. He's all alone. And a huge save by Kearns. What a stop. Vertigo falling asleep at the wheel. Kearns bails them out as Hart's able to knock that one off to the side. Another chance here. Stretch pass. But Guan's able to intercept it. And a chance now again for Vertigo on the counterattack. Composure feeling it. Got their momentum back. Got their confidence back. Tendy looking for the step in. But Guan's able to shut him down. Sin, you love to see the dump and chase work. And we'll see if they go back to it. And there you go. Mark sends it into the corner. Tendy chops it on. Straight into the path. Still loose in front, but recovered by Delisle. Marco with an excellent chance. Again, battling for it with Delisle. Joey now able to come up with it. 1 minute left here in this frantic first period. What a start for Composure. But right now, Vertigo looking to get that late goal that could see them get a little bit of momentum back. Los not able to hold on to it. Odie goes for the slap pass. Off Tendy's legs, not able to get the pickup. And that'll do it for an outstanding first period of play. We talked about what type of performance are we going to see from Composure. That was relentless. That was efficient. and it was damn sure fun to watch.
Oh yeah, and the game really started to open up there, and the fact that Tendy was able to get behind Vertigo's defense, and it wasn't just, oh, he got behind. It was like they weren't aware that he was there. He somehow just completely hid himself up the ice and had a beautiful breakaway that, unfortunately Kearns turns away. Well, fortunate for Vertigo and fortunate for the defense back there. If you give up a goal in that situation, you might get a stern talking to from the man between the pipes here. But second period ready to begin. If Composure can, build off of this and keep going here, they've got a very good chance to get the split.
The old drop-in goalie rage quit level defense there, but again, it was Kearns coming up with a big save to keep his team in it, but Composure right back on the attack. Mark now on the half wall, able to find Nick again, throws one on, puck is loose in the crease, and it's in! Unbelievable turn of events. Marco is able to get a stick on it. Composure up 3-0 after getting thoroughly dominated in that first game of this 2-game series. Sin, what a turnaround, an unfortunate break for Kearns, but Composure again proving to be lethal, at least in this game thus far, when given offensive opportunities. Sin, you might not have a chance here, although it's offside. Marco, so close.
This is a tale of two halves so far. The first game, all Vertigo. The second game so far, all Composure. Face-offs in their favor, everything in their favor, and once again gaining the zone. Where is Vertigo holding at the blue line?
Big interception there from Nick, and again we talked about, as you just mentioned, the face-off advantage for Composure. Nick, the top centerman through the opening weekend of the NACL, and right now again the draw wins really paying off for them. Thought there might have been a trip there. It was a bump in the back. Big stretch pass from Mark. He finds Marco. Over. Down goes Kearns. What a ridiculous opportunity. Kearns bails his team out again. Sin, what is this game right now? As generic of a saying as that is this the same Vertigo team, or have Composure woken up?
This game is out of control is what it is, and Vertigo trying to get a handle on that right now, most likely burning their time out right there, taking a second to kind of reset the game, reset themselves, because they walked all over Composure, and it almost seems like they kind of let that get to their head, and Composure are responding, and Vertigo now, flip side, not seeming ready for this response from Composure. Now we've got ourselves, a pretty tight series here, and wow.
When again the opportunity for Tendy, it does not go. Sin, we've seen some high-level games, we've seen some high-level teams from every corner of this planet, nearly, it feels like. I don't think I've ever seen such a stark contrast in performance from one game to another like we've seen from Vertigo thus far. Maybe that just goes to show the caliber of teams that we have here, where at any given time, it can be like Rams butting heads, or one team can thoroughly dominate, or if this is just a matter of Composure, really figuring their game out, Vertigo falling apart. It's tough to say as we get to see the trap game start to reestablish itself. This one goes down for icing with 12:50 left here in the second period. Again, a dominant game for Composure, or a dominant game for Vertigo over Composure in game one, but now Composure battling back. An equally as dominant, if not more so dominant performance thus far, which I didn't think possible.
No, and it's when after that first game happened, I kind of figured, oh my god, we said they were so evenly matched.
Over the line though, Guan stepping in. Much like I cut you off, Rendo, but again, things can happen so quickly. Opportunity here for Mark, now down low for Marco. Still battling forward is Marco, the opportunity. Nick back to the point. It's Mark looking for time and space down to the corner of Marco. Round the back, the wingers again able to establish that cycle as we talked about. They weren't able to do that consistently. Odie takes the shot, not able to pick the corner against Kearns. What a performance from Composure thus far. I'm stunned.
Yeah, and we see just how evenly these two teams are matched, which sounds interesting when you look, if you just joined us right now and see one team thoroughly dominating, but with how the last game went, Vertigo dominating, they're kind of trading.
Opportunity, and Marco bats in the rebound. Tendy the shot. Marco with the very wise crash to the net. Nothing Kearns can do on that opportunity. Composure have come to play. Marco gets his second of the game, his 8th goal of the season. This has been, again, as drastic of a turnaround as I think I've ever seen, as Odie's able to come up with this puck, and he'll look to find that breakout pass, and he does. Again, you talked about it, Vertigo, that 5-man trap. It hasn't been there thus far. And, of course, now they have to be even more aggressive. Right now, again, still the opportunity is there for a team of this caliber to battle back. But with the level of confidence that Composure's playing with, it's tough to say that this is going to go any other way. Again, right now, the neutral zone trap, much more present, as I think it's just Vertigo desperate to try and slow it down, catch your breath as a team after that very unfortunate 4th goal, where, again, if you're Kearns, it's got to be frustrating. But right now, it's Composure leading the way with this trap game. Vertigo not really able to get anything established. Stretch pass here for Tendy. 2-on-1. Tendy not able to bury it. Huge save again from Kearns. Tendy still has it around the back of the net. Recovered by Joey. Now finds Guan. Great job there by Joey to get back and help out his defense. Under 2 minutes left here in this second period. As right now, Odie taking all the time he needs. Marco not able to find that pass. If you're Vertigo, you need a goal here desperately, Sim.
Oh, yeah, and they're just not able to get the puck in. It's almost like Composure is playing as Vertigo was on near breakaway right there for Tendy. Just couldn't get that pass through. Like,
opportunity again. Tendy alone in front. Nick takes the slap shot and a save from Kearns. It is astonishing how consistently Tendy's been able to find space throughout this game.
It's almost exactly what PTP was doing in the last game. It's almost incredible how much of a mirror these two games have been. Vertigo dominates the first one. They get all the possession. They're forcing the turnovers. They start trapping. Look at the shot differential and the time on attack differential. Composure, 15 shots with 4.5 minutes of time on attack. Vertigo, through 2 periods, have mustered 1 registered shot on goal. What a response from Composure.
A friendly reminder that Vertigo tallied 73 registered shots through their first 4 games last weekend. That comes out to a little bit over 18 shots per game. They have, as you mentioned, Sim, 1 through 40 minutes of play. We'll see if they can battle back here, but I don't know if there's any team that could climb this mountain right now, as Composure seemingly have this in the bag, but you never know. Never say never, as Guan not able to feed that pass through. Opportunity for Marco as Joey is forced to trip him up. I believe, that is indeed Joey on the back end. If I'm not mistaken, it was not Joey. I was wrong. You get it wrong every now and then. But regardless, the opportunity now there for Composure, as I will digress. And when it comes to my complaints about the similarities in colors between players on the opposing team, if we could fix that, NHL 21, I'd be appreciative. Slap pass opportunity here. PTP able to get it back to Los. But again, perhaps the quick collapse for Composure. Impressive on the penalty kill to help neutralize that opportunity. But Sin, you love to see that aggressiveness from Vertigo. Down here and on the kill. Opportunity for Odie and a glove save again by Kearns.
I was a little curious to see PTP try to opt for the pass right there. You know that Composure's back checking hard. You know you're outnumbered. I would have liked to see him maybe try to cut towards the net and get a shot. It just seems like they're a bit hesitant.
Another face-off won by Nick. A good opportunity for Los just doesn't develop. Again, Composure will look to regroup here as the power play will expire. We're back to 5-on-5. Odie battling for it, not able to come up with it. Here comes the opportunity for Los, not able to get it through again. We talked about those quick passes in front. Another opportunity for Tendy. He's been everywhere, but he's not able to find that pass to Nick. We talked about Composure being the ones to throw the puck in front a lot and look for those chances to make themselves available. Didn't happen for them in game 1, and it's not happening for Vertigo here. Tendy again, slap shot rebound straight to Marco. They've done it again. Tendy has been everywhere in this second game, and Marco with that nose for the net. He completes the hat trick, his 9th goal of the season as Composure. What more is there to say about this performance? Absolutely unbelievable. A perfectly aimed shot from Tendy after the steal. My player of the game, despite the hat trick from Marco. Tendy has been spectacular. Yeah. Composure, again, to talk about the turnarounds, and they're up 5-0 now after being thoroughly dominated. What a turn of events.
Completely polarizing from game 1 to game 2 here. Vertigo now looking to maybe get a pride goal.
Trying to battle their way back. Like you said, a bit of a building block. At least be able to say, yeah, we got dominated, but at least we didn't get shut out. Tendy again, nearly with an opportunity. Turnover from Kearns. And Tendy does it again. You gotta feel for Kearns. He's had such a good game. This could be a double-digit lead for Composure, if not for Kearns. But a mistake there. Miscommunication between he and Guan. And Tendy with the clean intercept buries it. 6-0 for Composure, Sin.
I think seeing the mental aspect kind of coming in, we saw it sort of throughout the first game for Composure, jumping on face-offs, jumping the blue line. Now we're kind of seeing it here for Vertigo when they're down big. So mentally, these two teams kind of seem like they, if it seems out of reach to them, they may not so much consciously treat it as such, but, in your psyche, you kind of let your foot off the gas pedal a little bit, and that kind of seemed like a mental error right there from Kearns. Yeah, you got to try to get something going, but then on a high-risk play like that where Tendy is right in your face and it goes in the back of the net, it's even more tilting. So you feel for Kearns right there, but just, wow, what a response from Composure.
Pass from Tendy, bit of space, and he buries it. Oh, it's waved off, though. What an effort from Tendy. Is that going to hold up? It looks like it did go off the skate. We just don't know if it was kicked in, but that
it might be looked at for interference because he did run into the goaltender. I'm not sure if he was pushed in or what.
I think that was Los who had a little bit of trouble there on that side. Is this one going to count? It is. What an effort from Tendy. What a goal. His hat trick as well. Both wingers for Composure getting a hat trick in this game. It's 7-0 in one of the most awe-inspiring turn of events I have ever seen calling games in the Sixes community. I am not a man of few words, as you well know, Sid. I can't believe this. This has been absolutely incredible to watch.
It is. We've seen incredible comebacks, but this is just so different.
For Joey and a save by Hart. Is that the second registered shot, or has there been one in between the beginning of this period and that
if
point
there has been, it wasn't. It couldn't have been too great of a chance because we probably would have remembered it. And just goes to show you how good Composure can be, and just the difference between these two games is unreal.
Chance there as Marco throws it over. Great poke from Odie, but not able to get it down to Tendy. Look at the forechecking from Tendy. An absolutely incredible performance. Slap shot on Tendy, the deflection. Marco looked like he might have had a chance to get a piece of that. Tap it into the open net. He wasn't able to do so. Juan not able to find the pass, but he is going to be able to have his ass find the bench inside the penalty box. That is a tripping call. What else can go wrong for Vertigo in this game? Absolutely stunning. And a chance here now for Composure to pile it on. Still looking for that first power play goal of the season. This just their 4th opportunity. Or actually, well, in fairness, they had opportunities in the first game. But again, not able to find the back end on the power play in game 1. Of course, 0 for 1 in this game thus far. As we'll see here with 6.5 minutes to go. 1 minute remaining here on this power play. As Odie right now taking his time, patience on display, but knocked off the puck there by Los. with now 35 remaining as Nick's able to find the zone. Tendy not able to hold on to it. The pressure there from PTP as the puck is sent into the bench. Heads up, coach. We want you to live to see another day. Sin, is there, even if, and we hate to say the S word in this instance for a goaltender, slap shot on by Odie, as again it's played out, another save, loose puck now covered by Kearns to hold on to it. Is that enough if you're Vertigo to be like, oh, well, at least we got this? 7-0, thoroughly dominated. I don't even know if I could take that much pride in taking away the goose egg from the other team.
They'd be hard pressed to really feel good about that in any single I mean, you have game one, but this lingers with you. This is, recency bias. You're gonna remember this one way more than you'll remember that first game, and we'll see how Vertigo will feed off that the rest of the season. But
big hit there. Odie gonna go to the box, absolutely destroyed PTP in front of the Composure bench. As Guan out of the box, of course. Now puck in the corner. Joey looking for space. Able to get it to Los, but not able to get a shot off. It is a 5er. Odie is done for the night. A solid performance again from the man who was tied for first in points amongst defensemen heading into this evening. His night is done. Opportunity here for Vertigo for the rest of this game to just try and get as many back as possible as Tendy turns this one over. Mark, though, able to recover, and I respect that from Mark. He has been a stable force back there for Composure. You love his ability to be able to work the puck into open space in the offensive and defensive zone. For the chance here now for PTP, played excellently by Nick, trying to find the space, able to get it up to Mark. Now finds Tendy, ever so dangerous, steps in, opportunity, but not able to get that step inside. Guan was there and able to shut him down. 1 minute remaining here in the third period. And this was the second game of a home-and-home between these two here in week 2 of the NACL. Opportunity, the passes, what a save by Hart on a basically a 3-on-0. Rarely tested in this game. What a highlight reel save to protect a certain word that we're not going to say yet. Nick into the zone, not able to get past Guan. 27 seconds remain. PTP looking to find the play. Guan has it. Now it hits the back of the net. Opportunity now back to the point. Delisle looking for the space. Finds Guan. He loves to shoot it. Tries to sauce it over to Los. But again, Mark is there. He'll lead the counterattack. Will he send it around? Yes, he will, but he won't be able to find Nick. 7 seconds remaining. That will do it. An unbelievable performance from Composure. 7-0 is your final score. I am at a complete loss for words.
Yeah.
What a performance from Composure.
Yeah, we went into this saying how evenly these two teams were matched, and if someone only tuned into one game or the other, they'd think we're full of it because clearly one team dominated. But it's just such an odd way to see that. Yes, both these teams are both relatively even because when they dictated the pace of the game, they were unstoppable in their respective sort of situations. And that's I stand by it. I think these two teams are very evenly matched, but it just seems like they each had a good game and each had a bad game, and it's hard to say which one may have the edge. I mean, you can go by score, but you can't at the same time, just because as we mentioned, how polarizing these two games were next to each other. We haven't seen anything quite like it.
Again, an unbelievable turn of events for Vertigo. Like you mentioned, this second game is going to stand out. They do have more games tonight, if I am not mistaken. Each team, of course, plays 2 series. They're going to be able to bounce back. I'm very intrigued to see how the results go for them in that second series. I mean, again, this could be just a devastating loss, or they could easily find their way back on their feet, as we expect these two teams to be, that competitive. And again, to see one of these two teams crowned champions after, the season completes it wouldn't be surprising.
No.
But I'm simply stunned.
Yeah, I think we got a rare kind of opportunity here from both of these guys. I think we saw both of them at their best, and then both of them also at their what they would probably consider their worst. So on the one hand, we got to see kind of what to expect from the pair of them moving forward, no matter which side of the coin that they land on. But just when they, like I said earlier, when these teams dominate, it's flawless. I mean, they are everywhere on the ice. It was PTP in the first game, who was what I would consider the MVP, flying back up, great defense, great turnovers. Then in that second one, is we kept saying his name because, well, as you said, he was everywhere you looked. Blue icon. Tendi was phenomenal all over the ice.
One of the best individual performances I have ever seen under the NHLGamer banner. Absolutely spectacular. Yeah.
And at the end there, he was almost stunting on him. He was still up near the blue line. You're up 7-0, and you're still looking for those offensive chances. That's the kind of hunger and pride that I wanted to see after that first game, and we got it, especially from Tendi. He was just incredible.
Never would have predicted to see that complete of a performance. A shout out as well to Hart, his 5th shutout in 6 games.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely absurd from Composure's goalkeeper. And the good thing is, we're going to be able to see if Composure is able to keep it up, because we'll be following them through their second series as well, against a certain team that we're rather familiar of, champions in their own right. They'll be taking on Code of Conduct. That'll be coming up very, very soon. We will be back after a short break. We urge you to stay with us as we continue to follow along with Composure. But again, Vertigo taking game 1. Composure, though, battling back in excellent form. We will see you guys very soon, around 5 minutes or so. Stick with us. We'll be back after this short break. And we are back. A little bit quicker of a break than we expected. But thankfully, Sin, it's because both teams are just about good to go. Again, we just saw a spectacular performance from Composure off the back of a fairly shocking loss. And now we set the stage for a 2-game series, again, at home and home against Code of Conduct. Let's get you all caught up on what the COC look like this time out, as it is a relatively, in my, as far as my understanding, a relatively new combination of players for the most part. But so far, so good. At least last week, 3-1, a very good start for them. Now, Sin, when it comes to this lineup, I mean, you look at the comparison with Composure, and again, Composure probably a heavy favorite. COC going to have to make the most of their opportunity, of course. But again, with a new roster, you might expect them to struggle perhaps a little bit more. But again, a 3-1 start, it's just, this is the test for them right here, right now, playing one of the top teams in the league.
Yeah, and we just saw, Composure have a pretty dominant performance against one of the other top teams. As you said, COC definitely having their work cut out for them, and with a completely newer roster, a lot of veteran players, yes, who've been around a while, but completely different from their champion roster. We can't really say, we know what they've done in the past. It's a bit harder to predict, but, I still think they're going to be a very competitive team here.
All in all, again, someone who might stand out, Straight Psycho, who I believe is on the right-hand side there, just recently acquired on Wednesday, for that matters. So, brand new player there, but you do have more established players as well in this lineup that have experience playing against Composure. But as we talked about, it's about how well this team can play as a cohesive unit. They had a good start to their campaign here in the NACL, but we're going to see how this plays out. Ward slotting in on that right-hand side. I'm intrigued to see how that goes, thanks to, I believe, a relatively late replacement. So a lot of pressure on COC here certainly an uphill battle. You probably would have preferred to see Composure not have as good of a game as they just happened to have. But all in all, you talk about this code of conduct lineup. The offense is there. You might need to tighten up defensively a little bit. I mean, they had to tighten up a little bit defensively to begin with. They're certainly going to want to do that now. But it is another team that's not afraid to shoot the puck, and they're not afraid to hit. Now, Sin, who stands out for you here? Again, keep in mind these graphics based off of the, this morning's stats heading in to today. But as we look at the defensive matchup, is it still really kind of on Odie and Mark having the advantage?
Well, yeah, we saw exactly what they could bring to the table when they're on their game, and it's a lot of great puck movement, leading the rush, dumping it when they need to. I'm very curious to see how Martyr does. He is tied for first amongst defensemen in assists right there with 6. So good at, finding, players to dish the puck to bury it in the back of the net. But, on the flip side, obviously Hart on the back end for Composure is going to be, tough to beat.
That is probably the best way to put it, I would say. All in all, again, you talk about this matchup. It's an uphill battle. I'm trying to be nice. I don't think that the COC are completely outmatched, but all in all, we're feeling okay. Again, Hart, perfect 4-0 heading into tonight, did drop that game, the first game there against Vertigo, but ultimately, bouncing back, getting his 5th shutout in 6 games. One and only. First start in goal this season. Not a fun situation, I would say, after seeing Composure put up 7 goals in their last game. We'll have to see how it plays out for Connor here.
Especially with a sub back on defense, that's going to be a huge point of interest to look at for Code of Conduct, having a goalie who hasn't played yet this season and a sub on defense.
Sin, as per usual, again, interesting matchups across the board. We get a look at the center matchup, and again, Nick stands out not only for the point production, but his ability on draws. That said, Burnsy as well, impressive heading into this weekend, 8 points in 4 games, but again, 50% on the draw for Burnsy compared to nearly 64% for Nick on the Composure side of things. I think that's where the battle is going to be won. Now, in fairness, I don't know what Nick looks like, but he is going up against the Head and Shoulders model, so we'll have to see how the mental battle plays out.
Yeah.
But maybe Burnsy has the advantage there.
And don't let his good looks fool you. He has 23 hits in 4 games. So look to him to be cutting across the ice in the neutral zone and back on the back check, looking to lay people out and create transitions for his team. Also with 6 goals, leading his team in that regard too. So definitely a dangerous player in the middle there for Code of Conduct.
Not just a pretty face. Now, Sin, we are moments away from the start of this series. Again, a quick home-and-home series, 2 games to call for you here between Composure and Code of Conduct. The odds-on favorite, of course, if it wasn't Composure to begin with, it is certainly them after a rebound game. Same lineup for them, of course. Any chance for COC here? Sin.
I think there's always a chance. I mean, we have to remember the game 1 that we saw Composure play, and they got pretty heavily dominated. Now, if they're kind of feeling relaxed after that last, game where they win 7-0 against another top team, Code of Conduct can jump on that, get off to an early lead, and well, if you trap it up well enough, it doesn't matter sometimes how good the other team is. There's just not enough time on the clock. But we'll have to see what happens here as we are loaded in.
We are prepared to see just how this break may have affected Composure. Couple of minutes off. Will that cool down the momentum, or will they pick up where they left off? Composure and Code of Conduct, 2 teams in the top 3 of the standings heading into this weekend. Composure looking to build upon a fantastic game against Vertigo. COC looking to surprise some people, perhaps, as we get ready for puck drop. and an initial draw win there. It will go down as a win. Freak on the sticks, not able to get much going. Probably just shorten that to Freak as we continue on throughout this series. As Odie not able to find the pass here. Burnsy looking for a little bit of space. He's got the hair, he's got the hands, but nothing coming of that offensive opportunity. Odie not able to find Marco on the stretch pass. That will go down for an early icing. Sin, how much do you think the game is going to affect this? And as far as your initial point there, as I so rudely cut you off.
No, it's fine. It's curious to see Freak using such a small build. We don't normally see that in sixes, people preferring the size for balance and stuff, but he's looking like he likes speed, and same with Psycho on the opposite side, on the right wing side. They both have very small builds, so look to them to maybe go for some of those Hail Mary plays here.
A little bit of bad luck there from Marco, not able to get the pickup. It does not go down for icing. The COC will look to get a clean breakout here. Burnsy not able to find Freak. One again going down. No icing. Puck still loose at the post. One and only able to come up with it. Opportunity now, and a big shot by Marco, but straight into the breadbasket of one and only. So again, his first game in goal this season, but he's able to come up with a good initial stop against Marco, who's coming off of a hat trick in his last game. Another big chance there for Marco on the blockers, and Marco on the doorstep, and the third time is the charm. You cannot give 3 consecutive opportunities to a player of that caliber. Not much one and only can do there. Marco picking up where he left off, and an early goal for Composure.
And I saw 2 things happening right there. Marco driving the net, and Tendy forcing the play, and on the forecheck getting the turnover.
Opportunity here again. Nick able to find Odie. Will he look to shoot, or will he look for the pass, as he often does? Great patience, finds Tendy, but he's cut off around the back of the net there by Martyr on that left-hand side. Have to wonder, of course, as we mentioned, Ward filling in on the right-hand defensive spot, so the top left of your screen for the COC, how that will affect this lineup, as Burnsy not able to hold on to it. Great job there by Mark. Odie having a little bit of trouble. Mark there able to bail him out. The steady force on defense there for Composure, as Marco into the zone. Great puck possession, great protection, wraparound chance, still loose in front, still loose. Tendy the chance. Nick with the swipe at it. But right now, Composure desperate, perhaps desperate to find that second goal. Really keep this momentum going. Perhaps desperation is the wrong word for it, as the puck finds the back. Or not the back. It finds the back of the zone? Is that a thing? It's a thing now.
It's a thing now, yeah.
As they went to go back to the defender. The high-paced action can get the better of you on occasion. But right now, they're able to get that cycle going. A rough pass there from Marco as he looked for Odie, perhaps. You know, again, right now, you look at Composure trying to get the best of it as this one goes offside. They're able to find their game thus far. We know they like the low cycle. We know that they like working at the corners, and so far, so good. But you've had a couple of opportunities here, only 1 goal thus far, and you think, like, okay, we're in control of this game. That might not affect us. That can begin to add up, as we have seen those missed opportunities. Really, in that first game against Vertigo, they weren't able to capitalize on some chances. Vertigo took over, and Composure weren't able to find their way back into it. Odie here leading the rush, finds the 1T option just wide for Nick, if I'm not mistaken. Wrap chance for Tendy. Marco is there again. He is absolutely on fire. This deadly wing combination, for as quiet as they were in that first game against Vertigo, dominant in game 2, and now again picking up where they left off here against the COC. Marco, 2 goals in under 15 minutes of play. Is Tendy not able to get that one onside? Sin, what a start for Composure.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. This winger duo is just insane. Marco and Tendy are just flowing so seamlessly. Where one goes, the other goes to the best possible location for a pass or for a loose puck. It's seamless the way they're able to attack in the offensive zone. And when it comes to defense, they're right back there as well.
Opportunity there for Burns. He was blocked. Now back to the point. Ward tried to find Mark. Now still in possession. Chance there on the near post for Psycho. Doesn't go through. COC, though, still in possession. Freak not able to do much there. 3 minutes left here in the first period. Stretch pass for Marco doesn't go. The opportunity again, a couple of passes off the mark. Odie will chase that one down. But a good bit of pressure on the forecheck there from Psycho. Still now the COC unable to gain possession. There you see the self-sauce again from Tendy. Now with speed, throws it in front for Marco. It's on the goal line.
Oh.
Nearly put into his own net. Burnsy, though, able to avoid disaster. Final minute of play here, as this will be offside. So Composure able to regroup. Final 10 seconds approaching. Opportunity now. Nick looks to throw it around the back, and he does. Chance here again, defended well by Psycho. Opportunity for Tendy, kick save, and Marco not able to get to the rebound. Martyr beat him there. Dangerous opportunities, incredibly stressful. Then I think I know what stands out for you when you look at the COC's first 20 minutes here against Composure.
Yep, no registered shots, very little time on attack, and Composure just seems like they're picking up where they left off. They kind of maybe got that first bad game out of the way and are now taking every single opponent seriously as can be, and what a first period for them. I mean, what else can you say? 7 shots on net, all the time on attack, the majority of the chances. Tendy and Marco just hyenas around the puck. I don't know how else to describe it. They are just fierce, and when they get the puck down low, you have to act quickly or else that puck's behind you and that puck's in the net.
We'll see if they're able to battle back. Here's the face-off now evened up after perhaps one thing to build upon. Only a 2-goal lead thus far. Now an opportunity here. Chance not able to go. The Odie was there, and a big opportunity on the follow-up. Burnsy able to find the back of the goal, and Sin, just as I was saying, it's only 2. You can find your way back in. Space on the backdoor pass. Burnsy is able to bury it. There goes the shutout streak for Hart. Great look there, though, from Psycho to find the open man in the COC with a statement goal just over a minute in, and now they're going to go to the power play. An interference call against the center, Nick. We always point out his face-off abilities, the captain of this team. We've seen Tendy do well on draws. He has to do well against Burnsy, as Burnsy's able to win it. Huge chance again for the COC. Big kick save from Hart as the puck doesn't clear the zone. Excellent from Ward. Chance now, Psycho. Back to the point from Martyr. Looks to throw it on in front. He finds Burnsy, and the COC are right back in this game. What a start to the second period for Kodakonda.
Yeah, that is a dream start right there, and Composure's got to be careful now. You give a team like this, who's viewed as the underdog, a breath of life and that sort of confidence, that can easily morph into dominance. So, Composure, got to have a response right here.
As they're able to get that puck quickly out of the zone, trying to get a little bit of control back. Tendy down the side, finds Nick, shot on, big save by the one and only. Flashing the leather there. Follow-up pass from Ward doesn't go. Composure back in possession. Odie looking to storm the zone. Brings it down into the corner. Around the back for Marco. Off the top to Mark. On left-hand side. Good bit of work here. Marco trying to drive the net. Great job there, though, by Ward to recover. Freak now down the half wall. Finds Psycho. Shot on. The rebound nearly there for Burnsy. Has it been the battle between Burnsy and Marco? Both with the 2 goals for the team. Off the side of the net, loose puck. Marco still battling for it. Shot on from the corner by Tendy, and another save. Some scary moments here for both goaltenders right now, particularly one and only for Kodakonda.
Yeah, this game really starting to open up now. Not so much trapping going on, and as we say that,
we are the ultimate jinx. Whenever we want to point something out, it turns. Martyr will go to the box. Great job by Tendy to draw the call, and a perfect chance here for Composure to get back in control of this game as Nick wins the draw. Quick D-to-D pass. Mark back again to Odie. Shot on, goes wide. May have been off of Ward there, who's able to find the stretch pass now to Freak, trying to win a 3-on-1. Not able to do so. Great job by Nick to get back and help his defenseman in that situation. D-to-D again. Odie throws it back in front now for Nick in the high slot. He'll cycle back around and look for space. Odie again over for Marco. Shot just wide of the post and cleared out. 30 seconds remain here on this man advantage for Composure. They were up 2-0. COC with 2 quick goals. Able to tie it up. Again, another D-to-D pass here. Mark finds Nick. He just walks it in. and buries it far side. I believe that is still going to be a power play goal with time expiring. And indeed it is. Nick able to find the back of the goal. The captain makes it happen, takes the penalty that allowed COC to get back into the game. He gets it right back, and Composure back on top. It's 3-2 after that power play goal.
Yeah, and that was, I think Composure's been at a bit of a loss here with their power play. It hasn't been exceptionally strong today. However, at least capitalizing on it, right? I mean, they've looked pretty good, and in this one they're looking very good. And I think once they start to capitalize on it, the threat is there. I think they've been maybe a bit unlucky and just a bit out of sync with some of their plays here, but that one very good. I mean, they got caught in that high slot, as we see Nick just able to walk in there and go around Connor, and just great job from Composure. And you better watch out if they get their power play going as well as their 5-on-5. They're going to be an extremely dangerous team.
Very, very interesting turn of events. Tendy with speed, and he buries it on the backhand. It's another quick one from Composure. Tendy will never give you a second to breathe. Always dangerous, and he capitalizes there again. Just because you win a draw does not mean that you are safe. Absolutely spectacular play from Tendy. And before we can even really continue to break down what that means for the COC, they're now back down by 2.
Yeah, and he just bullied his way through 2 defensemen right there. And that's why I was a bit curious. I want to see if Code of Conduct, their wingers decide to maybe switch their build. Speed is nice, but when you have a shutdown team as good as Composure and who like to, clog up space and use their bodies, there's not a whole lot of room to sort of utilize that. I've seen a couple instances where Code of Conduct, they're starting to get kind of breaks, but they get bumped off the puck extremely easily. So I'll be curious to see if they decide to switch up their winger builds before game 2.
Absolutely fantastic job there by Composure. Having the guts and the fortitude to shake off allowing 2 quick goals and to battle their way back. It looked like for the COC, too, like that timeout they took that we didn't even get a chance to talk about might have been a shot on there, deflected perhaps by Burnsy, and a great save by Hart. We thought that timeout might be like, okay, let's settle it down. We got this. Before you know it, you're still down by 2 for the second time in this game. 8:09 remaining here in the second period. Again, this first game of 2 between Code of Conduct and Composure. Composure now with a 2-goal lead for the second time in this game. Opportunity for Marco. Tests the one and only on the near post. Not budging this time out. A good save there. COC desperately needed a late goal. Could easily see them back in this game. They've done it once before. Opportunity for Freak. He gets cleaned out. But the follow-up stretch pass doesn't find its way home. Martyr able to pick that one off. As we have a scramble for possession, Martyr throws it in front. Ultimately, it's Mark who comes up with it. And a chance now for Marco. Is he going to be able to protect? He is. Shrugs off Ward. Quick passes now around the back of the goal. In front for Tendy. And Sin, we've mentioned Marco and Tendy a lot. But Nick is there to remind you just what a threat he is. The captain of Composure. How crucial he is to their success. Phenomenal chemistry from him and Tendy. Tendy finds the back of the goal again. Absolutely phenomenal movement from Composure. They're up by 3.
Yeah, and a less experienced center especially may have opted to send that over to Marco Lowe on the cycle, but instead he delays.
On one and only with another save. Sorry to interrupt there, but Composure finding their rhythm and consistency. But an opportunity here for Freak. Throws it in front. Hart able to keep it out. Under 3 minutes remaining here now. Will they give Sin an opportunity to get a word in edgewise? You never quite know. As again, we approach the final 2 minutes here. A chance now. If the COC needed a goal before, they need one now. Toe drag shot doesn't go through. Odie fought off. Puck in front. Scrambles out to the corner. Great job there by Psycho to help force the pressure and to help force that event to happen. Final 30 seconds. Again, a quick final minute outside of the third period. Mark has it poked off of his tape by Psycho. Odie will recover. And he will not wind down the clock. Tries to stretch pass up the middle. Picked off by Bernsey. The slap shot is denied by Hart. Sin, a tale of... How do you describe that 20 minutes? The COC look like they're out of it. They tie it up. And now they look like they're very much out of it as we head to the third period.
It's a tough situation for them. They had that brief window where they looked absolutely fantastic. They got the quick responses, looked like they could be able to build off of that, and then Composure just once again flipped the switch, found an extra gear, and got 2 more quick ones, and now lead by 3. And yeah, I wanted to mention Nick is just extremely patient with the puck, and that's a very good thing to have, because Marco and Tendi both very, quick with their decision making, which benefits them a lot, but also it's a good, kind of timing thing to throw off when you have Nick back there who will delay, and that can sometimes pull the defenders out of position too, as they're expecting the more higher pace. So I really like his game in this one, and of course his face-offs are just great.
Great bit of effort there by Martyr, but again now Composure able to maintain corner. Brings it back around for Marco. Of course, they love those quick passes on the left-hand side. Great chance for Marco. A better save from Connor, the one and only. But a great opening chance here. Again, we talked about it. Maybe expect to see the COC in their own zone a lot. And that has absolutely been the case through this game thus far. Nick now in the corner battling 2 members. Code of Conduct not able to come up with it. The opportunity here. Martyr having trouble with Tendi, but he's able to come up with the puck and looks to lead the rush. Banks off a leg and quickly played out by Hart. Well done. But again, now we see Marco having a little bit of trouble. Code of Conduct starting to get a little bit more aggressive. Freak tries to throw it in front again. Covered now as it's sent around the back and recovered by Odie. Quick stretch past to Tendi. Looks for the self-sauce, but Martyr able to pick it off. Odie quickly back in possession. How quickly possession is changing here, especially in the neutral zone. Slap shot attempt from Tendi, cut down by Martyr. Those two continuing to have a war through the opening stages of this third period. Sin still a 3-goal deficit, though, for Code of Conduct to try and overcome.
Actually, very curious. I'm wondering if that was actually a slap pass, because Nick was cutting towards the net on the back door, but we have seen them use those hard angle slap shots to get rebounds as well.
Chance for free, cut out quickly by Odie. Excellent job on the poke check. And here goes Tendi with that burst of speed. Tries to send it back for Nick. And the pass not on target, luckily, for Code of Conduct here. Great job there by Mark to regain possession. Quick one-timer, Marco to Tendi. Just not able to find the back, and then a glove save there from the one and only. COC on the attack. Quickly cut out, though. Composure defensively outside of the opening few minutes of the second period, continuing to stand tall. Martyr turns it over thanks to the pressure, and there's going to be a trip on Psycho. He'll go to the penalty box, as, again, if it couldn't get any worse, Composure back to the power play. Under 9 minutes remaining here as the clock continues to tick, trying to force the COC out of their own zone. So wise move, as unfortunately Tendi not able to kind of find the timing there. 5-2 lead for Composure. Again, it'll be Psycho, the right wing for Code of Conduct, going to the box. And a chance here, if this game wasn't already over, Sin, for Composure to ice it.
Tough jump right there from Nick, so he will lose his face-off. That's almost a free clear, but okay.
They do get it. 2-on-1 develops. Free holds on to it, and Hart stands tall, quickly plays it out. Will Composure be able to get the counter off of the quick passes? Marco trying to maintain possession. Recovered now by Mark. Throws it back in front. Job well done there by Martyr to intercept that one. Freak not able to get the pass over to Bernsey. 50 seconds remaining now on the Composure power play. Odie has it yet again, brings it over the line. Martyr able to poke it off. So not much doing here for the COC power play, or not the COC power play, the COC penalty kill, of course, on point. The Composure power play not really getting much going, but again, important to them just to kill time. But we are going to have a call here. It's going to be a charging call ultimately on Nick. Let's get a look, or not, at that hit. You can kind of tell, though,
he was getting a bit hypey.
Without a COC player in frame, there were some steps involved. A one-timer is denied by Hart as the COC go to the power play. This one quickly cleared down. The one and only will launch it. Freak nearly has it. Looked like we might have had another situation like we saw in that second game against Vertigo for Composure, where Tendy was able to take advantage of a Tendy playing the puck. As again, the neutral zone battle always present. Puck off of some skates, but finally the COC able to gain the zone. Freak having trouble with Odie. Excellent defense, and here goes Tendy battling Ward all the way down the ice. It will be recovered by Psycho. Now again, the COC, one more rush here. There's going to be another penalty call, though, and it's going to be Mark going to the box. The stable as ever left defenseman to the box for Composure. So the COC will have a very abbreviated 5-on-3 before Nick comes out of the box. No shots on, though, in that momentary bit of offense. Chance now here from Martyr. Tries to sauce over to Psycho. It doesn't go. Nick was there trying to clear. Will the COC take a shot, or will they continue to look for high danger only? And that appears to be the strategy. Martyr throws it in front. Burnsy on the doorstep. Shoots it about 18 feet wide. You're wondering how that one happened. One-timer doesn't go. Wide open net for Psycho that I wasn't entirely sure he was going to be able to pull the trigger on to take advantage of, but he does. Psycho finds the back of the net on the power play. I believe the COC's second power play goal of this game. 5-3 is your score now with under 3 minutes remaining here in regulation. So a long road back still for the COC. But when you look at a team that's coming off of a dominant win like Composure was, they're one of the top teams, it's still a relatively close game, which could be, as that shot from Nick is deflected wide, could be a good, a good building block for the COC moving forward, especially heading into game 2. Although I don't think they want to settle for just that opportunity for Psycho. Loose puck is there again. Odie able to come up with it. We're in the final minute. Odie having trouble with the pressure from Burnsy. Marco takes the hit there from Ward. Now again, though, Composure win it back in the neutral zone. Nick tries to cut in. Loose puck nearly went in again on that blocker's side. Marco now down low again. They feed it back up to Odie. Odie not able to get that pass back. Martyr was there. Final 24 seconds here. Burnsy down in the corner. Tries to send it low for Freak. It goes all the way through. Excellent shot from Mark. Kept in well, but turned over. Chance here on the 2-on-1. The quick one-timer doesn't go. Martyr was there on the intercept again. 7 seconds remain. Slap shot deflects wide. Martyr recovers. Not going to throw it on, as a penalty will be taken with a 0.5 left. Not going to look good on the stats there for Tendy. He goes to the box. But the win is secured. Composure going to take this one by the score of 5-3. A job well done there. As again, they're able to shrug off what was a very shocking beginning to that second period. Again, Composure off the back of a 7-0 victory. They're up 2-0 after 20 minutes, but the COC battled back. They showed us a little bit of something. Again, for a new team, again, an established name in the COC. It's not a brand new organization, we'll call it, but it is a new team, a lot of new players, still trying to find that cohesiveness. And they showed what they're capable of at certain moments in this game. But obviously, overall, Composure able to really control the flow of play and make the most, of course, of their opportunities. And we talked about that with Composure. In that first period, certainly could have been more than 2 goals. And it looked like the COC were going to make them pay for it. Although, of course, the skill of Composure able to win out there. Yeah. Sin, as we get ready for the second game of this series, again, home and home. So this will be the last game that we have to call for you here this evening. But of course, NHLGamer.com for all the information that you need about the NACL and of course the ECL, the European side of things, starting up yet again very, very soon. We look forward to calling games for you on that side of things as well, although a little bit earlier in the day. But since we get ready for this last game for the COC, again, building blocks perhaps, but what do you think is the key there for Code of Conduct heading into the second game? Are they going to be able to really put up the kind of fight that you want? What do you think is the key for them? Who's the key player? What's their way to really make an impact here and get a very impressive win against a top-notch team.
Well, they're going to need a bit more possession. They had some opportunities, they had some time, but as I mentioned a bit, I'm really curious to see if Freak and Psycho decide to kind of change up their builds, because they went with really small builds, and I think they're at a big disadvantage at times when it came to the physical game and the possession style game. And Composure is so good at clogging the neutral zone. They're so good at collapsing in their own zone, and I think especially on offense, Composure was able to kind of walk all over them, and Code of Conduct did their best to collapse, but with wingers who can't really play physical, and if your opponent's good enough, a lot of L skating and stuff to keep yourself away from those sticks. It's I really think that Code of Conduct's going to have to show us a little bit of different something in their build, and I think that will assist them in kind of throwing Composure's game back at them.
Speaking of Composure, of course, you see their lineup on screen right now, and I don't know if there's anything more we can say. I mean, there's a lot of superlatives you can throw around to really, to really explain how well the front three have played over the course of their last 2 games. But Marco, Nick, and Tendy have been spectacular. Of course, more than fair play as well to Marco. It has been truly a team effort for Composure after the rough start to their night. I mean, normally I'm the one that throws it to you as far as what the expectation is, but as we are just about ready for this second game of this series and our 4th and final game of the night, with the COC, I love them, but how could you possibly pick against Composure at this point? They have found their game. They got themselves out of trouble in that first game against the COC, and I expect to see that front three do some damage as we get ready again to wrap up this evening. Sin, are you going out on a limb? Is there a prediction for you for our 4th final game of this evening?
I still like Code of Conduct's chances, but I just think Composure is just so solid right now. They're so dominant. Once they got that first bad game out of them, I mean, they've been terrific so far, and we'll see. Code of Conduct got their home ice to work with here. Maybe there's late sub in there, maybe a bit more comfortable now. If they're able to shut things down and contain them a bit more in their end, I do like their chances, but Composure has just been insane so far. Look to them to continue their dominance here.
Again, no disrespect intended towards the COC. Fully expect them to be one of our 8 playoff teams towards, about a month from now, a little bit over a month from now, as we'll be getting ready for the playoffs. But ultimately, we expected it to be an uphill battle. It proved to be an uphill battle in that first game. But as you mentioned, Sin, especially under the NHLGamer banner, anything can happen on a game-to-game basis, as, of course, we see the neutral zone game playing a factor in the opening moments. Marco, the quick one-timer there from Odie. A chance there for Tendy on the near post. One and only has trouble with it, and Marco is able to find the back of the net. Composure strike early. An unfortunate turn of events there for the one and only. Not able to find it. Marco buries it. Composure get the quick strike, the backbreaker perhaps for the COC.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours. Just a rough bounce and a rough puck just kind of sitting there on the crease, and you poke at it enough times, eventually it could go in, and it happened for them. Composure up 1-0 early on. Talking
about Marco's nose for the net as Odie tries to find Nick in front, doesn't quite go, but Marco has shown it so consistently, whether it be on rebound opportunities or loose puck scrambles. His nose for the net is truly impeccable. A good bit of defense there from Odie. Knocks the puck loose away from Freak. Odie having trouble on the pickup, but finally able to gather possession. Having trouble again, though, battling Freak. The double team as well. Psycho's on him. Odie still in possession in the neutral zone. Tendy now brings it down to the corner. Looks to cut in. Ultimately recovered again by Freak. The COC trying to get something established here. But right now, Composure, for the first 6 minutes and change of this first period, able to win these neutral zone battles. And Odie, who's been a standout, of course, maintaining possession through ridiculous situations. Tendy now down in the corner, around the back to Marco, looking for space. Throws it in front, nobody home. Up the waiting arms of Martyr, who will look to dump it in. Decent idea on the chop from Psycho. Perhaps then we'll see a little bit more of the dump and chase attempt. Something that we saw Composure use, in that first series against Vertigo. But not something we really saw from them in that first game. Perhaps the COC going to look to use it against them. Tendy had a step there, but ultimately cut down by Martyr again. As we are already through the first 10 minutes, halfway through this first period. A rather fast pace, for lack of a better term, as Nick will send it around the back, and Composure will look for a quick breakout here. Odie able to find Tendy. He has the breakaway speed, but Martyr able to stick with him and poke it away. Bad turnover there, hands it straight to Marco, and a big glove save. One and only. Bailing out his defenseman there. Martyr with a great play initially, but a rough turnover results in a great scoring chance for Composure.
Yeah, terrific defensive skill stick to kind of break up the partial breakaway that Tendy had, but then on the flip side, the turnover leads to a pretty big chance.
Opportunity now again for Composure to try and get something. The pass between the wingers, opportunity for Tendy. That was a phenomenal look from Marco. That was Marco on the half wall, throws it on. Tendy on the doorstep. One and only able to keep it out. Martyr now able to get it up to Freak as we approach 5 minutes left here in the first. Hart plays it off the pads and will hold an offensive zone draw. Coming up now for Code of Conduct. Again, Burnsy, 50% on the draw heading in to this weekend. Nick, the league's best at nearly 64%. So we'll see who's able to come up with this draw, and it is Burnsy. Huge win there. The opportunity now, Psycho gets it to his defenseman. Martyr looks to step in, tries to get the extra pass, though, as opposed to taking the shot. Nick was there. Now it's Marco. Tries to sauce it over. Good bit of layers from the COC. Zodi not able to find space. And again, now Code of Conduct on the counter. Chance here on the step. And Martyr able to find Psycho. What a look from the left defenseman of the COC. And they are right back in this game. Sin, you said it. They have the ability. Just whether or not they're able to put it all together. That was a great look from the left defenseman Martyr, who does lead the league, or at least did. He was tied for first, I should say, heading into this weekend for assists by defensemen.
Yeah, and I really like the different looks, but here, great defensive play right there for Odie.
Odie, strong as ever. 2.5 minutes remaining in the first. There's the dump in, Sin. We know you love it, but it is offside. But it's the attempt.
Yeah.
The attempt that we love to see.
And that's what you need to do. You cannot stay stagnant. You can't stay one-dimensional in a high-level EASHL game like this. And I like that, especially from Code of Conduct when they start dumping it in. Not only that, with the floater dumps, but kind of going with some slap dumps off the boards to try to get some angles or just bounce it off the goaltender and get some gritty chances up front.
Good bit of neutral zone play there by Burnsy, dropping a strong I do apologize. Chance there, though, for Tendy. It doesn't go through. Quick last minute, of course. Picked up there in the corner by Mark, able to find Marco, and now it's Nick trying to charge through the neutral zone. He does. The captain has spaced the cutback, though. Snuffed out well by Ward and Psycho, and Sin. A very promising 20 minutes of play there. Code of Conduct, not that many opportunities, but as we talked about, if they can make the most of them, they can hang around, and that's exactly what they've done thus far.
Yeah, and the scoreboard is what's mostly important here. The time on attack, the shots may be a bit low, probably for their liking as well, but you have the tie, so you could take that kind of into their the proverbial dressing room, so to speak, and try to build on that. And I think they need to continue what they're doing, maybe even dump it a bit more than they are, because anything can happen off those bounces off the boards. You can get around the defenseman, especially with their speedy wingers. I'm a bit curious. Yeah, they might not have the physical kind of, prowess to sort of stand up toe-to-toe with those defensemen, but if they can get behind them, get to the puck a bit quicker, chops to the net, those can be very effective here. So I think Code of Conduct just have to keep improvising and throwing things at Composure that they might not be ready for.
Opportunity here, though, for Tendy on the half wall, since around the back from tried to find it. Back on the boards. Opportunity here for Psycho with a big burst of speed. One of the advantages of the smaller build, of course, that you mentioned, but not able to put it to use there. His Composure able to recover. Marco in possession. Still has it. Tendy back again. And an opportunity on the doorstep, but the one and only able to come up with the save. So good luck, good chance for both teams to see the slap shot, the dump in there from Freak. Composure, not able to do anything with it though, but Sin, as you mentioned, different looks can create opportunities. As again, we see the loose puck scrambles really starting to pick up, but an opportunity here for Tendy. He goes for the self-sauce, but Ward was all over it. As the COC in possession now, Burnsy has it, able to find the winger Psycho, tries to sauce it in front, and again, cut out. Such a dangerous play if it goes through, which is why you'll so often see teams try it, but obviously, that's the main weapon, I would say, for every team to look out for when they're on the defensive side of things.
The middle of the ice, such a high value real estate in any situation. Real hockey, virtual hockey, everything. And right here, a little bit of trouble for Code of Conduct trying to break that puck out. Huge hit.
Odie with the step on Martyr, able to save the day. Bit of space for Psycho on the wing. Throws it on off the leg. Hits the side of the net for Hart. Decent chance now on the far side. Thrown in again in front, still loose. Opportunity, and it finds its way to Hart. Freak and Psycho for the COC have to be very frustrated off the back of that. Looked like they both would have had a decent chance to find the back of the net or at least get a shot on. It does not happen, as we see the face-offs now evened up at 4 wins apiece. Off of that win there from Nick for Composure. Again, the captain of the team. Chance here for Tendy. Tries to tuck it short side. Nick still has it. Finds Marco and a big kick save again for the one and only, as this one's thrown off the back of the goal and out of play. Trading chances in here through the midway point, I do believe, of this second period. 10-17 remaining and another crucial draw. Composure comes up with it. Tendy in the corner finds Odie. Will he look to send it back down? He throws one on. A wired shot just high of the corner. One time for Odie doesn't go. One and only was down and out on that one. Chance here for Marco. Now back to Odie. Steps in the corner looking for space. Finds Nick. Blocked well by Burnsy, the center. Getting down low into the slot. Protecting where he needs to be. Looks for the slap shot dump in. Will they be able to regain possession? They will not. Odie was all over that. Space now for Tendy. Can't get the pass through the Marco. Recovered, though, by Mark. Sends it back to the left. Space now here again. Marco. Not able to find the pass. Martyr is able to recover. Big stretch pass now for Freak. Chance. Broken up well by Mark. Sin. Back and forth they go. What a pace they're setting. As the puck around the back of the net doesn't go, but Odie's there to recover. Tendy throws it on and smothered by a one and only. 5:04 remaining in this second period of a 1-1 game. Composure taking game one. This one much more hotly contested as they come up with a big draw there. Nick does well. Yes, Mark not able to hold on to it. This one's going to go all the way back, though. No icing, as Odie will pick it up with 4 minutes remaining. A late goal here would be a very big momentum swing, of course, for either side. As it is played back there by Burnsy. A smart move, a little bit dangerous, of course, though, with the forechecking of Marco and Tendy for Composure. And here's Tendy again. Sim, we'd love to hear from you, but Marco with the spin tries the near side. Still in possession. Sends it back to open space where he knows Odie's going to be. He throws it on, one and only. Able to paddle that one away. Unbelievable pressure. Tries to go to Nick in front, but cut off by Ward, of course, the replacement for the COC, but standing in well. Chance now for Mark. Brings it into the zone. Final minute is fast. Remember, this shot on is blocked. Recovered by Marco. Thrown on. Still loose. Still battling. Final 5 seconds. Psycho looking to get a bit of a rush, as this will be offside. Wow. With 2.2 remaining. Sin, barring a miracle, we go to this third period tied at 1 goal apiece. Excellent performance there from one and only in goal. But my God, are my lungs on fire. What a second period.
When that pace seemed to pick up, we really kind of started to see Composure really start to pick up their attack, and it seems like they're much more comfortable playing a more wide-open style game than Code of Conduct is, or they're just that much better right now. I mean, it is insane just how good that they can be in all zones of the ice. But to Code of Conduct's credit, they're still tied up. Connor's playing great between the pipes. There's a few miscues here and there between Martyr and Ward on defense, but that's, maybe to be expected a bit with the late sub and all of that. But Composure just keeps jumping on those sort of opportunities. Marco and Tendi especially on that forecheck. And I do like when Code of Conduct was trying those dumps, but as we saw, when it stopped becoming the trap game and started becoming the fast transition back and forth, Code of Conduct not able to dump it as much. You have the space, you're looking for those passes, and Composure just seemed much more well-suited to play that sort of game. 625 time on attack to 139, 12 shots to 4. You could say Code of Conduct is fortunate to still be tied, but the fact is they are still tied. This game is within their reach. They just need to play a tremendous third period here.
Remind me to put access to an oxygen tank at all times into my next contract. The third period is underway. Composure with the early possession here as Marco will look to cycle it down low. Great job there by Ward to cut it off. We may indeed see the COC's defense be a little bit more active as there you go. Ward stepping up into the play, has a chance on the backhand. Ward buries it. Call it like you see it, Sin. The defense is active. Ward, the replacement, forced out of the lineup due to an emergency. He makes the most of it. An excellent goal on the backhand. The COC have the lead. Shot on here, though. Secondary chance, and it's tied. End-to-end action. Tendi buries the rebound on the shot from Nick. 2 goals, 1 for each side in a matter of moments. What a ridiculous turn of events.
Yeah, and we are just getting started here in this third period. Fasten your seatbelts, folks. This could get crazy very quickly as we see Composure back the other way once again.
Tendi in possession, sends it down low to Marco. Kicks it back out to the half wall, and the waiting arms into the defense. A great look from Mark. Nick not able to hit the back post. Another huge chance there for Composure. Moments after tying it up, Odie throws it on, deflected and loose. But the one and only able to keep that one out, maybe just by pure happenstance. Unbelievable chance here, though. Now Tendi in space. Can he find Marco? He does, near post. Is not able to bury it, though. Good blocker save from the one and only. Tendi in space, tries to find Mark at the point, and cut out well by Psycho. Unbelievable start to this third period. Slap shot on, and a save by Hart. He was looking like he was moving to his left at that point in time, too. Opportunity thrown back in front by Freak. Still battling Odie. Odie comes up with it. Mark reassesses the situation. Smart passing here from Composure on the breakout. Good job by Martyr, though, to shut down Tendi. Not an easy job, in this commentator's opinion. I would think in your opinion, too, Sin, based off of what we've seen this evening.
Oh, yeah. Just fantastic play. And now it's the pace it's slowed down a bit, but you can still feel at any moment it can break wide open.
Odie brings it down into the corner. Marco's there again now to the half wall. They do that so well. The defenseman always ready and waiting. Odie shot may have deflected, kept out regardless. Marco tests the near post. One and only was cheating a bit, but they didn't make him pay for it. We are halfway through this third period already, tied at 2. The second game between these two teams. Again, Composure taking game 1 by the score of 5-3. As a slap shot there is stopped. Burnsy denied. Chance there. Puck still loose in the crease for Burnsy. For Psycho there as well. Pressuring Hart. Composure, though, able to avoid disaster. Hart showing a little bit of heart. Standing tall there. Able to maintain his position. A crucial draw here. Composure were up 9-5. Make it 9-6. Chance, though, for Burnsy. Loose puck. Psycho takes the hit. Marco's able to recover. And here come Composure on the rush. Odie looking. Throws it in front for Nick. Recovered. Still loose. Tendi. Backhand shot denied by the one and only. Odie tries to throw it back. Greatly defended there by Psycho. 6 minutes remaining here. 6:15 to be exact. As this one is offside. The COC putting on a show, putting up a fight. What a third period here, though. 17 shots to 8, though, in favor of Composure to this point, as they're able to take advantage here. Marco, great job, gains the zone. Still in possession, back to the point. Odie shot blocked, still loose puck, and still the one and only is able to stand tall through deflections and chances on the doorstep. Composure throwing everything at Connor that they can, but he is standing tall. Another huge win there from Nick. Not a moment to breathe for either team, for either commentator. Shot just wide for Tendy. 4.5 to go. Here come the COC, but a great interception by Nick on the back check. Bank off the boards. Tendy in possession. Still battling for it. Martyr able to come up with it. And now the opportunity again. Freak gets it back to Psycho over the line. Chance again now. Burnsy not able to throw it on. Defended well by Mark Sin. 2.5 minutes left. This is an absolutely insane pace. Odie brings it over the line. Still in possession. Somehow finds Marco. It deflected wide at the last second. Marco still battling. Martyr able to throw it out. 1 minute remaining as it's dumped in by a Freak. Can the COC get to overtime here? Anything can happen. Of course, continuous 5-on-5 at that point. As right now, Psycho stepping in, throws it on as Odie just kind of guides it into his goaltender's pads. 45 seconds left in regulation, Sin.
If you're on Code of Conduct, you might feel a little bit like you're just surviving right now, but this is a huge face-off. If they can get possession, a late goal could seal the fate, and they could steal this one away, but unfortunately, Nick continuing his great prowess.
Opportunity here for Tendy, not able to get the shot on. Recovered by Psycho. Now Burnsy looking for space, tries to cut in and cut out. But a great job by Mark to shut him down. Under 30 seconds remaining here. Great bit of contact there from Freak to regain possession. Opportunity off the pads on the doorstep is Burnsy. Not able to get the shot off. Still another chance. The one-timer cut out by Marco. So dangerous for Psycho. Recovered 12 seconds away from overtime perhaps. Odie able to find Nick. Gains the zone. What's he going to do with it? Looks to drive through on the side of the net. Odie throws it on. Dangerous. But they survive. Unbelievable chances for Nick and Odie at the death. COC survive. We are going to overtime. Tied at 2 after 60 minutes of play. Regulation was not enough, Sin.
And while you have to feel better if you're on Code of Conduct, you also have to feel maybe a little fortunate right that you got Connor back there, who's just been phenomenal in this game, and Composure really finding just different ways to knock on the door and just loose pucks in front. Incredible pace, as you mentioned. With Code of Conduct, anything can happen in overtime. All it takes is a bounce, but they've got to try to limit Composure and keep the puck away from them, especially when Composure starts getting that Psycho going, because it's fast and it is deadly.
A lovely shout out to our producer there who managed to get you a look at just how out of shape I am. Sucking wind because of these two teams. But what can I say, boys? You're putting on a show. Let's see who walks away with this win here, though. This is one hell of a game to have to call your 4th of the night and to have the pace like this. So few stoppages. As we see, Nick wins another draw, now 13-7 in Composure's favor. Tendy with a burst of speed, looking, tries to test the near post. Shot doesn't go through. Martyr's able to pick it up. Can he find the outlet? Not happening on that occasion. Still battling for it is Tendy, and now recovered by Nick in the neutral zone. Quick set of passes. COC doing well to patrol their blue line. Odie, though, able to gain the zone. Looking for space, protecting well, but loses it to Psycho, who regains it and brings it down that right-hand side. Great poke check again by Mark. So solid. Teams seem to test Odie a little bit more. And, you know, I can't blame them with how stable Mark is back there. Not that Odie's a slouch. Shot on by Mark. Rebound! Chance is there!
Who else?
He is able to bury it. Ever so dangerous. And it's a magnificent display from the COC, but ultimately they come up short. Composure showing why they are projected to be one of the top teams in the NACL. Sim, when you're a top team, you got to find a way to win, and they did just that. Mark throws it on. We've seen Composure's ability to rely on rebound plays on occasions. It works out again there. Tendy buries it to cap off just a top-notch high quality night for him, and a 3-1 record to show for it for Composure at the end of their fourth and final game of the night. Sin, what a series that was, though, despite the same team winning both games.
Yeah, I mean, Code of Conduct, they were good, but I mean, going up against Composure, it's tough to stay with the sort of pace that they like to play with and the sort of possession style that once they get going, they almost seem unstoppable. But credit to where credit's due. Code of Conduct did fight, and they managed to, keep both games close, really. But Connor, back there between the pipes, really in that second game, gave his team a fighting chance. I mean, if you're Composure, you're almost feeling in the pit of your stomach like, oh no, we have all these shots, we have this time on attack, why are we tied? And you kind of feel like if that team gets a bounce and they end it, you feel it's unfinished business in your mind. It would have been a big letdown to lose that game. They get the overtime winner off, great rebound play, and Tendy probably be one of their MVPs throughout all today, but certainly in these last few games gets the game winner, and great job from Composure.
All in all, for the COC, again, we talked about it. An established team, but a lot of new faces to that lineup. If they can continue to play at that high of a level, I fully expect them to be one of our 8 playoff teams towards the end of the regular season, of course. Again, Burnsy showed his ability. He showed why he was leading the team in points. You saw from Martyr his ability to, find space. Ward, again, a late replacement into that lineup, but stepping up at times. COC, they were put into a little bit of a tough spot. Chris was pulled, I believe, from this lineup on late notice, normally the right winger for Code of Conduct, so they had to shuffle things around. Despite that, they still put on a very strong performance, certainly did not embarrass themselves. Very nearly were able to take a game. Really, I mean, they were competitive in both, at least in terms of doing what they had to do, stick around and do what you can. So, a big thumbs up there for Code of Conduct, a very impressive game overall. And again, we covered 4 games for Composure tonight. There really isn't too much to say. Expected to be one of the top teams. Again, that desire to bounce back from a disappointing, I don't want to say failure, but I think they view it that way in a way. Yeah. You don't come up with a big tournament win for the Caps Gaming tournament at the end of February. You bounce back here. Overall, the record's still incredibly solid. You're 7-1 through your first 8 games of this season. And of course, the team you lost to, another team projected to, again, certainly be a playoff team, if not the favorites to win it. And that loss, you bounced back and absolutely dominated them. So, again, for the COC, bright things ahead. For Composure, certainly bright things ahead. I do, of course, though, key player in that series, one and only, not having a single game in goal through the first 4 games for Code of Conduct, and as you said, giving his team a chance to win it. But for Composure, it's tough to name just one key player, and I don't want to discredit Marco, but I mean, Tendy scoring the overtime game-winning goal. You can look at every single player in that Composure lineup and say, here's what they did, here's how crucial they are to the team. But Tendy had himself one hell of a night, and for that, I commend him.
Oh yeah, he was just all over the place. Offense, defense, neutral zone, and getting fancy at times. And you like to see that when players feeling confident and they're really feeling their game. You can almost see him trying out, some things he's probably done a lot, but on a stage like this, it's really cool to see it come out. It's great for Sixes. It's great for the future of NHL esports, and it's just great entertainment for us, and I'm sure for the viewers as well.
Absolutely, could not have asked for more entertaining game call. That is for sure. That, though, will do it for us here this evening. We thank you very much for joining us. Of course, an honor to be able to do this, as always. So much fun, of course, especially when the games are being played at such a high level and such an entertaining level. We will be back for you next Sunday, of course. Make sure to check out all the socials, NHLGamer.com, for all the information that you need. Sin, any parting words for these fine folks who joined us on this Sunday evening?
Yeah, I don't think so. I'm just going to let those games speak for themselves.
Fair enough. You can find Sin on Twitter, Sin for the Win Prod, if I am not mistaken. You can find him on YouTube as well, Sin for the Win Productions. You can find myself everywhere at Toogie24. We will see you all next week. Have a great evening. Wash your damn hands and social distancing. Social distancing. That is the message from us to you. Have a great night. We love you. Good night and goodbye.